Welcome
Sphincter!
back to Tides of Time. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Episode 7 of Tides of Time. Always great to be back. So,
I didn't know I had a scar here.
Did you have a stroke trying to spell sphincter?
No,
last we left off,
it's spelled like it's pronounced.
last we left off, the party came upon an indigenous tribe of goblins who then, tempted you guys into fighting their god and going through the rite of battle. Upon going into the arena, you found their god, Dashna, I don't even remember what he is, Spirit Naga. And upon defeating him, you claimed the treasure that was on his head, the headband of anti-intelligence that used to belong to one Cephalos. Moving your way back to the ship, you then moved on towards the barrier peak after collapsing the temple and, I believe, killing everyone in it. I don't fully remember what happened to the goblins.
I still had
Yeah.
my spirit warrior
We
spell
killed
up,
them
so
with
you just said they all
spirit
died.
thing.
That's right. I remember now. And you guys moved on towards the barrier peaks. Upon arriving at the barrier peaks and getting off, I believe it was Dusk who found the mask of sorrow, and Anne who found the writing within it, saying, "Come find me."
And now Anne has a fucking mask.
Anne has a mask that is relatively disproportionate to her face. But she's a changeling, easily fixable. For those on recording, we did tavern events off stream, or off recording. They got a good amount of gold. It's good for them.
We fucked bitches and got money.
We did one
did.
of those things, and it was the getting money aspect.
No.
Where was
we
that?
found some witches.
First of all, they prefer the term sorcerers.
No,
Actually,
they don't,
No,
bitch.
no.
Mary's a witch, and she fully prefers the term witch.
Fuck.
Oof.
Yeah, Ben, quit trying to assume people's fucking titles.
Okay, Death.
I prefer.
Ben,
get the
don't
fuck
even
out.
try.
So, a
If you notice, I
reminder to
stopped
you
at prefer.
guys. A reminder to you guys of your mission. You came here to to find Qualish and bring him back to stop the city statues of Waterdeep from razing the city. From how much you've traveled so far, you have exactly 15 days to complete your task.
Is that counting the travel back? Did I just miss something entirely?
Yes.
I love you, Ben. You're precious.
You have 15 days till the statues are fated to activate, according to Jasher.
Okay.
So, you all were on the boat. You got off. Some people looked at Sarah's mask. What do you want to do from here?
Do we have any? Look, can we just like, where's Mary's thingy trying to take us? That's what I want to know.
Giggity.
Mary's navigation
The spell.
Mary's navigation spell would have ended upon reaching the barrier peaks. It filled its purpose.
Always.
Got it.
Yeah, and Mary also joins you guys stepping off of the boat, looking around like, "Oh, I cannot wait to explore this place."
Oh, joy.
So, what does the mask look like? Is there any kind of indication where it came from?
It looks, I mean, the same as you remember it. Most of it looks exactly the same. It's a little cracked in places and dented. It looks like it's been through some battle, but it mostly looks the same. Specifically, it looks like it's endured some fire damage.
Is that from Layrail? Hmm. Where the fuck is my little sheet?
Mary looks around to you guys. She says, "By the way, new day, new odds. Anyone want to draw a card?"
Tova's
I
immediately
might
gonna
as
start walking
well.
away.
And walks up and grabs a card.
It's too easy. You guys
No.
can say no.
Well, I've been wanting to draw one since like the 2 sessions ago, I think it was. So fuck it.
All right. So I'm gonna draw 3 cards. Or first, declare to me how many you are drawing.
She's gonna draw one.
Just one. All right. I'm
Yep.
gonna draw 3 cards. I'm gonna let you pick one.
I can't
So-
see you.
I mean, I'm just holding 3 cards.
Okay.
Card number 1 was the one I drew first before we started the session. Card number 2 is in the middle. Card number 3 is on the end. Which one do you want?
Well, apparently 3 is supposed to be a lucky number for me, so I'm gonna pick 3.
Okay.
Instantly dies.
If I die, I swear to God, I'm going to abandon my life.
The
Swear all
Jack,
you want, but the gods have closed their ears today.
the Jack of Diamonds. This is the card. So you take the card, pick it out from the deck, you look at it, and it says the star.
You're a star.
Okay. You get to increase one of your ability scores by 1.
Ooh.
Nice.
Alright. What ability score do I want to increase? Let me open my fucking...
Is not dying an ability?
Not when the
No.
animals.
Yeah, it's called Constitution.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Literally Constitution.
So which score are you gonna pick?
I'm waiting for D&D Beyond to load.
Bond.
Just use
D&D
your
Bond.
character sheet here.
I'm trying. Now I'm trying to load 2 things at once, so why did you do this to me?
Your stats are currently 10, 13, 12, 12, 18, 15.
I already increased the 18, so I think that's no point. My Constitution, I think if I increase it by 1... But, currently, my AC is based on my dexterity, right? Because of those
Yeah.
pants.
Yes.
Dem paints.
And it's at 13, so if I increase it by 1, it'll be a +2, right?
It'll be a stat increase, yes.
Do it.
I think I'm gonna increase my dexterity.
Okay, so the card begins to transform in your hand, and it flies out and breaks into 2 parts and slams into your legs and wraps around them and forms like these kind of like jet engines on the back of your legs, increasing your movement speed and your overall agility.
I've just got fucking jet engines on the back of my legs now. Are they gonna stay there? Wait.
They're staying there right now.
Are they noisy?
Do they
no.
make noise?
Oh. I was gonna say you could just like fire them on anytime someone you don't want to listen to starts talking to you.
Okay, what happens if I run? What happens if I run around?
It's just Sonic. Gone.
I believe Anton. Well, not I believe. Anton also would like to draw a card.
All right. How many are you drawing, my friend?
Just one.
Okay. Same deal. I've got 3 cards.
I'll take
Do you
the
want-
one in your right hand. Your right,
Right
not my
hand?
right. Yes.
Okay, that is the Queen of Spades.
Was that the top of the deck card?
No, I shuffled the deck.
God damn it.
Queen
scale
of
of
one to never know.
Spades. Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades. Uriel.
On a scale of 1 to oh fuck, how bad was that card that you drew initially?
I'm not telling you.
Aw.
If someone
Missed
draws it, will
opportunity.
you tell them?
Okay.
Well, Yeah. Oh yeah.
Uriel. Anton, you pull up this card and you see it has a depiction of Medusa on it.
Oh,
And
bye.
as you're looking at it, mechanical eyes open up and it flashes on you. You have a -1 penalty to all saving throws.
My boy.
That's probably
Anton just got
that
flashed
disappear
by
or is it
Medusa.
permanent?
that's probably permanent. KB, do you want me to change that? Just ooh, how would I change that?
I can do it for you.
Isn't it
Alright,
just
thanks.
one exhaustion? It is the same thing.
No.
No, because exhaustion is disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll
Dang.
change it for you.
Now I am even more weak to magic.
So Mary says, "Oh, tough luck, but great luck for the little girl. That looks awesome."
That looks awesome.
Anne's just running around in circles trying to get the jet engines to go.
All right, so let me give you that -1.
There probably wasn't a chance. Never mind. I was gonna say there probably wasn't a chance Anton could close his eyes when he saw the Medusa eyes, but like I don't think he's smart enough to do that.
There wasn't a chance, no.
Well, he's smart enough, but like I don't think that's how the cards work. And I don't want to like try to beat the game by metagaming.
It's funny because like your level up got your stat, like you got your proficiency bonus increase. It's like all of your saving throws went above negatives, now they're back to the negatives.
Yep. I'm gonna assume that's real permanent.
We'll find out, won't we?
We sure
I mean,
will.
all you gotta do is cure your curse, am I right?
That is
Anton's
Alright.
true curse is being stagnant.
And
Stagnant.
Mary looks around to the other people. Would anyone else like to draw it? We got a good and a bad.
Anne's just like, I'm good now. I'm good.
I feel
Someone's
much
standing
older.
like a good space away, and she's like deliberately stopping Casper from going back to the cards. He's like, no, I'm not playing this game again.
Didn't Casper like get a really good one? Yeah, Casper got a circlet of blasting and an intimidation proficiency.
She got ultra spook.
Okay,
Oh, fuck that up.
so the cards are reshuffled for the next draw.
Oh, hi, Jesse. I forgot to do that. I'm a bad person.
Am I
Oh,
actually
hello,
recording?
other listeners. and you too, Jesse. Obviously.
Okay. So,
Yes.
what do you guys want to do? So there's only one path forward. You see there are two statues towards a little bit in ways into the path between the mountains. There's two statues of what look like elven figures, kind of like sword, shield.
Bree, you're echoing a little bit.
Yeah.
Um.
On the map, this is what's referred to as the Lost Man's Way. That's where the statues are.
Got it.
Onwards, I suppose.
Well,
Yeah, let's go.
do we have any sort of game plan, or are we just going to sort of wander around until we find Qualish? I feel like
Yeah.
it.
Really
gets
walking in the
wandering
direction
forward.
we need to go is helpful.
Anne just starts walking.
All right.
Yes.
I mean, I assume. Sorry, I thought we were walking.
Okay. And your passive perception's high enough that you would be the first to notice. There's some kind of writing around these statues, like towards the back of it, next to the mountain. There's, you can tell there's something marked back there.
Well, obviously I'm gonna go check it out.
Okay. So you head
Let's
around.
go! 3 seconds later, she veers off.
You're not wrong.
You head around to the back, and you see it has 2 different writings. They seem like marked, like smeared on in some kind of brown substance.
Gross.
It's like a
Exactly how
reddish
hepatitis
brown.
happens. Don't touch it.
No, it's a reddish brown, like earth. It looks like earthy. It's mud.
And licks it.
And I
Are
wouldn't lick
you
it.
for real?
It is written.
She's gonna like
Um,
lean in to lick it, and then like Tova just smacks her in the back of the head, like, stop!
What
This is
languages
how
do you know?
diseases happen.
What languages do you know?
I know. Fuck. Oh, I want to.
I also know
Great language.
I know Common, Celestial,
relate.
Infernal, and Elvish.
Okay, so you
Elvish.
can read. You can read one of them. It's like it's written in 2 different ways. One is a lot more precise. The other is like has these jagged letters that you recognize as infernal.
Abyssal. Oh fuck! It's the other one.
I can also.
And hold on.
Can I show it to
I've-
them, or are they unable to see it?
Everyone can see it.
We're blind to mud.
It's magic
You
mud.
fucking know better than to lick it.
All right. How about
Okay.
you fight me first of all?
Sure.
It says the monastery to distressed body, and it has an arrow like pointing this way, further inwards. It also says the Grand Master will see you. The Grand Master's
Stop.
welcoming. And it's like it's got these different things about this monastery.
I'm about
Well.
to get PTSD to Ragnarok.
Hangry or Cade, you recognize the other language is Thieves' Cant.
Nice.
Nice.
Love that.
You say, what did it say?
It
Do I
says the
know
same
it?
thing.
Is it? It says the same thing.
It's like the same type of phrases where it's like, go this way for the monastery, the Grand Master will welcome you, etc., etc.
All right. Well, off we go.
I feel it would be wise to get some guidance, so we're not just wandering about.
I mean, Anne's already heading for it. Like she just like straight up start walking.
All right, so
She gives no fucks. She does not hesitate.
It keeps
It's time
heading
to go.
inward. Yeah, it keeps heading inward, and as you start passing like these future parts, you can see on certain trees and such, as you keep walking, these arrows just continuing forward, as if someone's like left like a breadcrumb trail.
Is there anybody following us?
I mean, Tova is following Anne.
That's not what I meant.
Do you mean
I
like
mean,
anyone
is
from the
anybody
ship,
not
or
the party following us?
like specifically from the ship, or not from the ship?
Not like, is there anybody from the wilds following us, like watching us?
Are there any
follow this
strangers?
breadcrumb trail? Strangers, yes, that's the word.
Make a perception or insight check. Your choice.
Hold on, let me close this to make sure my stuff is updated.
Let me get a quest
Munch.
token marker for you guys because I forgot to grab that.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a gnat.
hell yeah.
That is a thick "you are here" sign.
For a moment, we were at Target.
Okay, with a 28 insight, You are certain that nothing is currently following or watching you, but you can tell something is off about this place.
Does it feel
It's-
like bad intent? Or like it's some kind of trap at all?
It doesn't feel like a trap, but it feels like the land around you is not entirely dead.
Ugh.
Like the
not
trees
entirely
move in odd ways. Like it like kind of like whenever like you stand near a tree, the limbs like just so gently like breathe towards you, as if it's like looking
Oh.
in a bit. It's nothing like harmful, but it's, you're
Wait.
noticing these effects as you pass. Like the land
curious.
is somewhat alive or curious.
We ain't in Kansas anymore.
Well, I mean, they are, but we aren't.
Interesting.
Bruh.
Did you say there were statues?
Yeah, Lost Man's Way. There are 2 elven statues, statues of elven soldiers.
Are either of those statues particularly mobile?
No.
Can I?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. I just wanted to know if we were gonna have some
Killbud.
statue action. All right, got it.
What's
well,
up,
Why
Anton?
would you say it like that?
Is there any
just gonna keep
chance I
going
can see if the craftsmanship is similar between the 2 statues and the statues of Waterdeep?
Would do.
Make a. What
I probably
tools do you
should've
have?
Make an artsy boy check.
He has his chairs.
I have carpenter tools, vehicles, and playing card set.
Okay, so you're not proficient with the stool. The tool
I
is
am
needed.
not.
So this would be a general intelligence check.
General intelligence check.
Or I'll give you
Not-
intelligence or wisdom.
I'll take intelligence because I'm actually better at that one.
Okay. Yeah,
7.
This is one of the rare occurrences where dwarf stone cunning is what you would be using.
Yeah.
With a 7, you don't know much about the statue's internals.
Mhm.
So you're unsure about that. You hit it, like you kick the statue, it doesn't come to life. So that's nice. And as far as like stone looks like stone to you, but this looks, I mean, it's clearly carved in a different way than the statues of Waterdeep were.
Okay, got it.
Like at the very least, a different artisan carved it.
Got it. I see.
Deeper we go.
Also, these
I
look
just
older.
love the
These look older. I see.
stone looks like stone to you. I love that.
It's like a map.
Poe, you want to fight? I will yeet you back into the ship.
So,
Alright, so do you
anyways,
guys want to keep moving forward?
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like we're looking for any sort of guidance.
I gotta make
So we're
this
not just
bigger so I
wandering?
can- There we go. Okay.
I'm just seeing if there
so-
was anything following us, and I kind of got a cool little side thing, but
So I will note, so I'll show you, hold on, let me leave this here for a moment. Let me use a ruler. This is an accurate time. Just to reach this building is going to be 4 days.
Okay, so we're fucked.
Ugh.
Well,
all right. Well, let's go to that temple and see if they got any horses.
wait.
And this is
on.
like mountainous area, right? Tova's
Yes.
ability, is that with her like assistance?
Killbud.
Yes, it is. So Tova, as a ranger, has the ability to keep you guys from being affected by the difficult terrain of this mountainous territory. So she is extremely speeding up your time, and this is accurate to that.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would be twice that. It's like it would take 8 days.
Jeez.
Killbud. For the teleport spell that's on the helm that I have, I need to know the location of the person. I can't just teleport to a person, correct?
Let's look at teleport real quick.
I can't just teleport us to Levi if I have one of Levi's things.
This spell instantly transport you and up to 8 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range, blah blah blah, to a destination you select. You can select a destination, or you can target an object. All right, the destination you choose must be known to you. It must be on the same plane of existence. So yeah, it has to be a place.
All right, rip. And unless I haven't been, yeah, I don't want to take the risk of
Why not?
teleporting. Because if I recall, that's a super hard roll to make with varyingly
Very
terrible
much is.
consequences.
Because danger, that's why.
Especially because if I've never been there, right?
I don't want to go looking for pebbles, please.
It wouldn't be much pebbles. It would be more of we all get crushed very, very quickly.
Hey,
It's a fun
question.
time.
If Tova went ahead by herself, would she be faster than the group? Or would it be the
You would be a little faster, yes.
But then it would take 8 days for the rest of us.
Yes,
Yeah.
but if I got there before, like in less time, you could use the big boy alarm to come to me, right?
That's true.
Ooh. Wait.
That would also be splitting the party.
How does a big boy alarm work?
Didn't you
It's
make
an
it?
object. No, so the teleport spell, Gilbud said an object. You'd be focusing on the big boy alarm object.
Got it. I'd be focusing on the object, not the person.
No.
Got it.
Specifically, when we made the big boy alarm, it gives you exact coordinates.
Oh, got it. All right. Thank you. That answers my question.
Within 100 miles.
That
Tova's
could
gonna
work.
suggest this to the group.
And doesn't like it.
Well, I just can't combine my two accents from the different campaigns.
Well,
Well,
Rose Ward has entered the campaign.
I'm not the biggest fan of us splitting up in this place that we know nothing about.
I'm used to
but-
going off on my own.
I would
If
say
something-
theoretically Dusk would go with her because Dusk is a fast boy, but
Dusk could keep up with Tova, yeah.
And you guys would
but
have
Dusk isn't here.
your amulets.
I'd be comfortable sending Dusk and Tova, just not Tova on her own.
Okay, so here's my thing. Here's what I'm thinking right now. So, wait, doesn't Levi have a big boy alarm? Oh, he left all his stuff.
Levi's naked.
So what I'm thinking, this is kind of metagaming, but kind of me just processing my thoughts. If it takes us 4 days to make that what looks like such a small journey on the map, I feel like there's no way we're going to be able to make the 15-day travel. The 15-day deadline. So I feel like there's something we're missing. There needs to be...
Well, we'd be able to teleport home as soon as we got there. That's the thing.
No,
So we'd be able to get there and then we
because-
could teleport home. That's like a massive amount of time off the journey.
we can't teleport home because that's different planes.
You wouldn't be able to teleport home unless you could make the barrier peaks change planes.
Oh shit.
We could make the barrier change planes. Doesn't one of us have the abilities to fucking go to a different plane?
I mean, there's
if
the
you have the
astral,
plane
I
shift
can go
spell.
to the ethereal plane.
ethereal. That's it.
That's
Yeah, Casper.
helpful though.
Yeah, that isn't helpful. Can we make like another portal and just like travel 8 blocks faster?
Just keep portaling as far as you can see and just like
You could do
jumping
that.
throughout the whole journey.
From where
No,
you
because
currently
we can
are.
only have 3.
So, Anton, from where you currently are, if you get to a high enough position, you can see this building up here.
Oh. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
How long would it take for Tova to get them to like the top of a hill or
It depends on where you're going. Like, if he climbed the statues, he'd be able to see it. It now wouldn't take any more than 30 minutes.
Oh, shit. Do you want me to throw you up there?
I would prefer to climb myself, but
Casper pushes
also I
Bud
have
up.
some doubts on your abilities to throw a man.
I can just, sit down and then geyser you up there.
That I have full confidence in you being able to do. However, I do like exercise, so I think I'll climb. Thanks.
Casper could carry you.
Could she?
Casper wouldn't be able to carry you. She could lift you a little bit, make you lighter. This would be the equivalent of Casper using the help action and giving you advantage on your roll.
Oh, I see. Nah,
Okay.
Anton wants to climb it all by himself. He's a big boy.
Okay.
Alright, so 4 days.
Anton, make an athletics check for me.
Now, hypothetically, I'm good at this.
Not once we get an 8-day trip up the statue.
Not too
All
bad.
right.
Do we all need to go up the statue because of the teleportation, or
He can
No,
only
the-
teleport people within 30 feet of him.
Oh yeah. Huh. How tall
So,
is the statue? Probably more
It's
than
about
30 feet.
150 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big ass statue. So, Anton, you begin grabbing on and lifting yourself up this statue. With a 15, you're good. It's nothing impressive. It's still a difficult climb, but you do make it to the top.
Mm-hmm. All right, I
Wait,
can see the place now. If all of you could join me up here, that'd be great. I didn't really think that far ahead.
Tova's gonna climb with the help of Casper. Do we all have
So-
to make the rolls?
Yeah, you all,
Yep.
we all have to make it up.
Joy.
Anton, to tell you what this does for the teleport spell, this would
Mhm.
now be a seen casually familiarity.
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
It's a much higher percentage chance than description.
Then a blind teleport. Yeah.
Athletics, right?
And and you're able to use your changeling powers to morph your hands into ones that are better for grippable surfaces, like have more surface area. Just like it's like all fours, you just ramble up the side of this cliff, of the side of this statue.
I turn into Dusk?
How do you,
Do I-
guys
do I
have
need
such
to-
high rolls on?
Do I need to add anything for Casper, or is it
bonuses.
just like
It's just
automatic
advantage.
that she helps?
Yeah, it's just advantage. All right, so Tova, you begin climbing as well. With Casper making you lighter, you're able to bound up this statue.
Boing.
Dusk, who is a monk, literally just runs up the statue because he has that ability.
Yep.
It's a pretty cool ability. He can run up
There
walls.
he go.
How does Tova have a +5 to athletics?
She's athletic, man.
Oh, she's
Hip-
proficient.
She's
I'm good at
proficient.
running away from things.
Cade,
It's how
Cade,
I
I wasn't
survived
even
so
gonna.
long by myself.
Cade, I wasn't even gonna make you make the check because you have a grappling hook.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
He looks at the grappling hook. Eh.
Yeah, but you
That's
still
too
managed
easy.
to climb up, no issue. Let me roll for Karg and Mary.
Just to flex.
Car.
Climbs up.
It's like Cade goes up with his grappling hook and Karg just looks at the statue and sighs.
Karg is not proficient in athletics, so it's just a +2 for him.
I mean,
All right,
neither
Karg's
am I.
fine. All right, and then Mary. Let's see, what does Mary have for this?
Oh dear.
Not a lot. Okay, Mary with a 19.
All right.
So everyone manages to climb the statue without any problem. Anne, You are the first to hear it.
Uh-oh.
You
Oh,
hear
great.
you hear something screaming in binary.
What the fuck?
Why is
Does
the
it sound like a
monodrone still
nimble ray?
here? Didn't we
And-
lock him away?
You look to see what's doing it, and you see the monodrone flying forward, just like yelling something in binary as he flies past you guys and just dashes forward further on.
Yeah, I'm not bringing him. with
Does it
us.
look like he's heading towards that building?
He's in that general direction, yes. He is going in that general direction.
All right, I'm fine with that. Let's keep going. We'll meet him there.
Wait, can we flag him? How fast is he going?
I
Just
think his
ignore him, he'll
movement
get there
speed is,
eventually.
while dashing, I think he can move 120 feet.
Ooh, hold on.
No,
Do
he
we
can move
wanna-
60 feet.
Oh, okay, it's not too. Okay,
Just leave the
never
fucking
mind
drone
that.
alone. Let's go.
No, I was gonna see if we could get him to deliver
Yeah.
a big boy amulet, but not
Mary
with you.
Mary says, like looking for, he says his master calls them.
Well, we're
Shrugs.
going in the right direction.
all right.
Or we
Well,
will be.
we hopefully will be going in the correct direction to find Levi. We still haven't
You,
seen news of Qualish.
The monodrone's heading for Levi. Let's go.
That-
And
All
it's
right.
just like bouncing up and down on top of the statue. Like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
So
please
everyone
don't
gets up
slip.
there.
Oh my god, be careful.
I'm gonna say as well, before you guys teleport, you see Jasher towards the bottom,
Yeah.
and he says, I'm actually gonna go separate from you guys. I have an old acquaintance to find.
Oh great.
When you guys finish your quest, come find me more north. I might need your help. Like
Oh,
you
God.
see, he's pretty well equipped. He's got armor on for the first time, and he just begins just walking.
Wait, hold on. You realize the fate of the world is at stake, yes?
This man's a god. He doesn't care.
He turns back towards. He says, "I'm moving towards that. There's a different item we're gonna need,
Oh,
and I'm
okay,
going to go
got it.
find it."
Sure, Jan.
No, it's the fate of the world, because that's when the map ends.
I
All right.
Well, speaking of map, let's get across the map, boys. Let's go, let's go.
Before
All right.
we
So you
do,
want to cast teleport?
Oh my god, this isn't the
Um,
tea party. Can we just get the move on?
well, no, Anton in character would want to explain the risk that like this doesn't always work. This could hurt all of us very, very badly. Do we still want to do this? I'm not doing it in
Anne
character.
just looks at Anton and says, "This man can see all of the maps. I think he's fine."
No, Anton's talking about the risk of him teleporting. I do it in character, but y'all are impatient as fuck and won't let me say fucking anything. So are we all okay with the fact that this could go wrong, but it's a risk we're willing to take?
Yep.
Honestly, no, but we don't really have many other choices. So,
Exactly.
then why did you ask?
I asked because
Courtesy,
If-
right?
what? Well, yeah, courtesy, but also if none of you guys wanted to, I wouldn't force us to do something against the party's will. I fucking
my-
use teleport.
Okay.
This
You're
conversation's
able to
going
So
target-
nowhere.
Anne's about to take a nap, so y'all better hurry
Great.
up.
You're able to target everybody, and you cast teleport. I need you to roll a percentile.
We're all about to die.
55.
55. That is a on-target success,
Oh,
but it is barely.
Yes, I am fully aware.
The DC was a 54.
Yup.
oh.
So, Anton focuses on his helmet. You all find yourself kind of, you feel like like with lightning about to strike, where your hair goes on end,
Mhm.
and arcs
Hate it.
of lightning spark between you all, and you all coalesce and shrink into this tiny light orb of lightning that then flies out towards the next building, which I will reveal its name. Because we are going to change to a different perspective.
Is that the temple that it's pointing at? Like, are we heading away from that temple thing?
I don't know what you mean.
The temple where we meet the fucking priest or whatever the fuck that I just read on a little statue?
Do you mean the monastery?
Yeah, that thing.
Wherever the monastery is, it's within here.
Okay.
Like this entire area. So with this current teleport, it's impossible to move away from it.
Yes.
If that answers your question.
Yeah.
Okay. So we move to a different perspective. Sorrow.
Yes.
Been a while since I've heard that name.
It is
Spoken
your
in-
normal morning as you wake up and get ready for the day. I imagine this is one of your hunting mornings where it's like food gathering.
Probably. Probably do a little bit of that every morning.
Yeah. So you get up and on rare occurrences the winter wolf gets up before you. And he moves around just like keeping watch. This is one of those occurrences, and you find him. You see he's at the edge of your cave, kind of just looking out.
And I'll give him a little pat on the head and say, "What's that? What's it?"
He looks over you with like a look of like displeasure, and he speaks in common. Says, time of the week for men to move through, and like nods his head towards Rogue's Ruins, where you see there is a group of people there. There's about 5 of them, and a large metallic creature of some sort. They appear to be just like walking around the ruins. And the wolf then points a little bit to the left, and he says, "Newcomers." And you see a small globe of lightning shooting towards this ruins at an extremely fast rate. And the wolf continues. He says, "Might be blood in the early morning."
Alright, well, how far is it from our cave? How long does it take to get to Rogue's Room?
It would take you about a day. Less than a day.
Alright, well, I'll give him a little scratch behind the ears and start making off towards Rogue's Run.
The winter wolf would be able to get you there quicker as well.
I'll ride on top of him then.
Okay. Mount and you guys head out towards Rogue Ruins. So, camera shift back to the party. You all traveling through this tiny mote of lightning. It travels in mainly only 90-degree angles. It's like it goes up, forward, and then dashes straight towards the island. And then it goes above the island, makes a 90-degree directly down, and goes straight down, hits the ground, and explodes outward, ejecting all of you about 10 feet away in different directions, safe and sound.
Do we get like actually thrown, or do we land on our feet?
Little thrown, little on your feet, a little bit of both.
It's not the most gentle landing, but but you're there safe. So
Hope no one gets motion sick from that.
Alright, what's surrounding us?
All right. Before looking at anything, the first thing you notice, there's no actual building here per se. It's a placeholder image. There's these metallic rocks jagging out of the ground in different angles. They're not a metal you've seen before. To our real-world knowledge, they look like a blackened steel. And you
Does it look
hear
expensive?
you don't know. It looks unknown.
Also,
That's probably expensive.
you're echoing once more.
Fuck.
Moving, you also hear voices before you can do anything. You do hear a voice yelling off in the distance, just like, "Are you sure you're leading us towards the monastery?" And you hear another voice, muffled a bit, says,
I assure you, it's in this direction.
Tova's immediately on edge.
and you kind of like, if you guys like look over a bit, everyone can see it. There is a campfire that has been stomped out. It seems whoever these people are, they camped for the night, and this is them getting ready to move on. And there's the 5 figures standing around some metallic construct. I have a picture of it.
I'm sorry, did they not see the giant bolt of lightning?
No, none of them were paying attention to that.
How do you?
Plus,
do
had
we have sound?
It had no sound to it. Magic, baby.
Hashtag just magic things I don't understand because I'm a barbarian.
You see that thing.
That thing.
It's some kind of like, the bottom of it is clearly a walking mechanism, and it
Whoa.
seems to be just holding this box. And the voice, you can hear it muffling through the box, and it says,
But you promised, when we got to the barrier peaks, you would release me. I will take you no further.
and the people surrounding him like, yeah, we heard that, but you're not exactly trustworthy. I mean, if you won't even tell us what this thing is, we'll unleash you, we'll let you go when we get to the monastery. And they're just arguing back and forth about this currently.
I feel like that's a piece of machinery that
I want, yes.
not many people know how to make. So, I feel like that might be evident that Qualish is still alive and well.
Anne, your passive insight is high enough that it's very subtle, but you can see Mary kind of tense up a bit.
All right, are we gonna try to talk to these guys, or are we just gonna just straight up attack them, or a little bit of both?
No.
Or what's the plan?
I think we should gather as much information as we can first, and if they do not comply, then we can use force if need be.
I'm gonna stay a little bit out of sight.
No worries. It'll give us you can fuck me. I can't talk. You can be our ace in the hole, card up the sleeve, whatever. I don't know. Over
Please don't ever call me that again.
What? Ace in the hole? That's a real thing.
I know, but coming from you, it just sounds weird.
That's so mean.
I mean, she's not wrong.
No, that's literally Tova saying that to Anton.
Oh! Okay, that's better. That hurts my feelings less.
I mean, I know it
you-
is, but it's still just so mean.
You got it, Tova.
Alright. I am going to release... I'm going to show you guys the names of places that Sorrow knows.
Quick question: there's like trees nearby, right?
There's trees everywhere. Yeah, it's mountainous forest.
Okay, how tall are they? Like what kind of?
None are higher than 15 feet.
Are they like really thick, or are they like?
They're in this area. They are not too thick. It's kind of like your average like North American tree. Like you could get some cover up there, but it's not gonna do too much, per se.
Okay, good thing Tova is like half green. Tova, can she climb one of those trees? Like
You wanna
the
climb a
nearest
tree?
tree?
Yeah, easy to do,
Yeah.
especially for you.
Say that again.
It's easy to do, especially for you.
Okay.
No roll. Just hoist yourself
Cool, yeah.
up a tree. Okay. I will need a stealth roll.
Oh, great.
Can she be doing this as we talk to them so they're more focused on us instead of on her?
You want to grab their attention?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe that can be like a
So-
helping role.
Fuck it up, fuck it. So, Wicket, I will mention these trees. There's no trees in the Rogue's Ruins. They're around the perimeter of it.
How far away is the group from the nearest?
It would be roughly about 60 feet.
Okay.
Well within your bow range, if that's your question.
All right. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's gonna kind of like sneak off, and then, once they start talking, or once they go to talk to the group, she's gonna try the tree.
Yeah, so roll a
Unless
stealth.
a fight immediately breaks out, then she's just gonna fucking.
Okay, so roll a stealth check with advantage because they're going to grab the attention. I do need to know what this roll is first, though.
I have to reload the page.
Big oof.
Every time I leave Tova's page, it like blanks out. And refreshing it
Wicket
doesn't.
and the Chronicles of Technology.
You know what, fam?
Yes?
Come on, please. I just want this one thing. I don't ask for much. Oh, cool. Roll 20 is now frozen.
Do you want me
10
to
out
roll
of
it?
10. Please.
Yeah, no problem. Stealth. You have a +8 to stealth. Nice. 25.
Heck yeah.
All right. So, Tova begins sneaking off to the side, just vanishes.
Poof.
All right. Anton, you want to come forward and grab their attention?
Yeah, so not like grab them, but like just get their attention.
Grabbing their
Hey,
attention.
friend!
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't immediately being threatening.
Slap their butt too while you're at it.
Go ahead. Tell me what you got.
Like, oh, what I have to say. Got it. I thought you
Yeah.
meant like what I got roll wise. Hey, may I have your guys' attention? We're new here to the Barrier Peaks, and we're looking for somebody. We're wondering if you have any sort of knowledge of the place or anything like that.
Quick question, can Tova hear them?
Within 60 feet, yeah.
Okay, good. She's trying not to laugh.
All right. So, Anton, make a persuasion check for me.
Hey
Hypothetically,
guys, we're your new
Oh my
neighbors. I brought you a pie.
Okay, Killbud. So, my persuasion is +4 because. Wait. Never mind. I'm stupid. Ignore what I was gonna say.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Fuck.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's +4 because we did the thing where it's enhanced
So-
by my strength instead of charisma, but that's persuasion.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
that's-
intimidation.
That's it.
So, is this did Anton go out alone?
I assume so. Unless anybody else came with.
Tova's up in the tree, just kind of watching and
Yeah.
listening.
Or in the
Can
rest
she
of you going with
preemptively
Anton, or are you
like
just
draw
letting
her
him?
bow, just in case?
After
Okay.
hearing Anton's very persuasive speech, Cade will run out there by him and
Okay.
try to amend it.
Okay.
Please do.
Who
What's my
let Anton go out
charisma?
there
Can we
alone?
lower my charisma? Okay,
No.
it's at 10. That's not too high.
So Cade, what do you say?
Once they get a little bit closer, I will explain.
Sorry, he got out last night.
He's not a monster.
I didn't mean it like that. Just...
Oh.
I am a merchant, a traveling merchant. This is my bodyguard. He's a little bit confused sometimes. We're not really looking for anybody in particular, but we did notice that you have this very cool mechanical contraption, and I kind of like whip off my half cape so they can see my arm, and I'm like, as you can see, I'm slightly interested in these kinds of things. We're just wondering what that was. Maybe if you would be willing to part with it. I am a merchant. I have many goods that I could perhaps trade you for it.
I need you to
Isn't-
make a persuasion check at -5.
Wait,
Oh,
can I help?
Jesus.
Are you sure it's persuasion and not deception?
Persuasion. You're trying to persuade them to sell.
Oh wait, I wouldn't help. I wouldn't help this with this.
I'm also going to have to roll an intelligence for these guys. Could you not figure out how to do it from the character sheet?
Well, I can just hit roll. I can have advantage or disadvantage.
Okay. So you go out and you guys give your story, and the bandits.
Hello?
They're not bandits. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my god, I've been talking for so long.
Lamau,
I was trying to help in this.
she
Were you
muted.
muted?
I'm very...
Yep.
No, I was having issues with my headset apparently.
Rip.
Oh. Well, welcome back. Anne fell asleep for a few minutes. That's all that happened.
Yeah, you remember when I
So-
said I was about to fall asleep when I was on the statue? That's what happened.
Yeah.
So
You mean when you were being impatient?
so the
You
band
bullshit.
not bandits. I keep going like default to bandits. They're not bandits. The men look at each other and then look at you guys and they say yeah, sure, we can work something out, I guess. Kind of odd for a merchant to get here. Usually people only come here, can only find this place for one reason.
What reason is that? I'm a bit of a wanderer. I travel the plains. I don't always know exactly where I am. Where are we?
You're in the
You-
Barrier
you-
Peaks. We're here to see... Everyone comes here to see the Grandmaster. Offer repentance for a life that was spent not well lived.
The Grandmaster of what? I'm sorry, I am completely lost here. I thought I was. Is this not Las Vegas?
Look at each other confused. They don't know where that is. They're like, no, I wouldn't say it is.
Oh man,
I think you're in the wrong place, friend. Would you like some
Alright,
breakfast?
well-
We got some left over.
you have leftover breakfast?
Yeah, they point at
well-
the fire where there's like a, there's a rat that's been cooked above it. A lot of it's missing. A key feature you do note is its eyes are on tendrils.
Yeah.
That is interesting. I am full. Maybe my companion here would like some.
Sure, why
That
not?
was very smooth.
Twould be rude of me to refuse your hospitality.
No. Yes.
Anton, you
this
gonna
is-
eat the freaky rat?
How much poisoning damage do I take?
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Gets explosive diarrhea.
Hypothetically, I'm good at this.
Okay, 16. 16 is good, yeah. The rat is nothing impressive, but it doesn't taste much different than what you would consider a normal rat to taste like.
Do I know what normal rats taste like?
I don't think you do.
I don't think I
Anne
do.
might cook him one. Anne could have cooked him one at some point. She does
Sure.
very much so like rats.
But,
Fair enough.
Tis quite tasty.
Tova, like,
Rats-
we
shaking
do
her
appear
head
to
in the
be somewhat
background.
lost, but I like to make the best out of things. It's not the first time, and there clearly are some very impressive things. Again, I mentioned at the mechanical thing. Is there anything else like that around here? Are those common?
This is just our guide. And he says,
I am Centimere, the Grand Vampire, trapped in here for ages unknown, and I would like to get out! We had a deal!
like,
It's-
yeah.
Great vampire.
We're having a little bit of a dispute right now.
marital troubles. I get it.
Tova whispers under her
Tova up
breath.
in a tree.
All right,
Has
so you're
Tova had
bringing.
marital issues? Backstory?
So,
I'm not going into Tova's backstory on, like, in this instant, okay?
Tova's in a tree.
Oh shit, you're right.
you're bringing a vampire to a master. A master of what did you say?
Of Graham.
I think he just said. I think they just said Grandmaster.
A grandmaster.
So I guess a master of all things.
Does,
Yes.
does he
Have you not heard of the monastery?
unvampirize thing? No, I was looking for casinos.
Well, you're in the wrong place, friend. This is the path to the monastery of the distressed body. They promise repentance for those who have spent their lives doing unlawful acts and evil commits. We're all going on our way to look for a new life. The Grand Master promises it.
That's interesting. You might want to look into that, Anton.
Oh!
Does the Grandmaster have a name?
The Grand.
The Grand Master.
Don't be rude, Anton.
Anne would like to chip in, and she's gonna kind of like nudge Kate and be like, "Well, you know,
Wait,
it'd be
sudden,
kind of
Anne's
easy to
here.
travel with
Wait.
somebody who knows what they're doing."
Anne has to walk over.
Yeah.
Anne would have to walk over, which might put a notch
Anne
in
was
our
over there
story.
the whole time, which I would have said, which I did say, but you guys didn't hear me. She walked
So you
over with
didn't
Anton
say
in the very beginning because she knew he was gonna fuck it up.
Okay. We'll retcon it. It's
She was
fine.
just kind of quietly standing there.
Yeah, we can retcon it.
My
And this is my
bodyguard
daughter.
and her girl.
And
My
his
bodyguard
daughter.
and his daughter.
And his bodyguard.
Don't bother, Sarah.
This is my bodyguard's bodyguard. Yes. So the Grand Mat, he just promises a new life. It's
Uh,
interesting.
I mean, plenty of things offering a new life. This is better than religion.
Yes, I've
Ooh.
heard that.
Anne is
many-
mildly triggered, but she doesn't say anything.
Offering a new life without religion? Does he give you a new body?
Not that I know of. I
I think
mean,
they
I
do-
don't know what. None of us really know what he'll do. I mean, we'll have to get there to find out. It's just offering penance for our mistakes, and that will open a gateway for a better life for us.
So, I'm not from around here, and I don't want to be rude, but from my travels, I've heard that vampires are deeply evil creatures. Oh, and you just happen to have
It's
one in
untrue.
a walking. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't
I
know
am
that
a
you
mask
did
of
that.
emotions at all times. I'm
I did not
misunderstood.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
But are vampires locked in boxes with walking leg
I just-
things super common? Is he just like your companion?
I just realized it's
Just another one of the guys.
It's Anton, a very tall man with two very short people.
The shortest one being his bodyguard.
Give me a moment to read up, remember how he got here.
Cade is the shortest.
I think I'm like
Okay.
double Cade's height. I think.
Probably.
Centimere says, from within the coffin,
I am a worker of the Cartophile, and I demand to be released so I can continue my dues. I've promised no harm will come to anybody, but I have paid my penance, so let me go.
is like, shut up, you haven't brought us there yet, and like kicks one of his legs, like wobbles around. And
At the mention
resets
of the
itself.
Cartophile, Anne does once again suggest that we travel as a group and go with these people that know where they're going, because she wants to release this man.
A few points on why that would be a bad idea, but that's fine.
Are vampires one of the creatures that Tova is proficient in killing, or no?
What are your creatures? Celestials and fiends? Is that
I'm
right?
having trouble finding it.
Oh, I think it doesn't show up because it's bugged.
Oh, joy.
I've had this problem before. I think, weren't you fiends and undead?
Are vampires classified as undead, or is that just like ghosts?
Vampires would be classified as undead.
Okay.
Let me check your favorite enemy. Does it tell me anywhere? Alright, hold on. Let me go into your options. It'll show it there. Favorite enemy. Undead and fiends.
Okay, so she is better at killing. She knows more about them.
Yeah, you can use the power of racism against Centimere.
Bruh.
Just what I've always wanted. An excuse.
Celestial is the language. She picked that up as part of Fiend.
Oh, Celestial is the language that vampires speak?
No, it's when you picked favorite enemy, you picked the Celestial language to
Oh.
learn. That's why it says that.
Gotcha.
But it's Fiend and Undead. That's what she does. He's speaking Common, just to answer that question.
Okay.
So this guy, at Anne's request, he says, I mean, if you guys are going to the monastery, I imagine you might be able to sell some goods there. They don't have many travelers. I would imagine this place isn't exactly easy to find.
Who's the cartographer? We seem to be getting lost plenty, so maybe a map might be of help to us.
Cartophile.
Cartophile.
All right,
So,
I do
wait.
now have to ask, Ben, have you forgotten who the Cartophile is? Or are you doing deception?
I was wondering if it's a different cartophile.
Sorry, I'll make a perception check.
Is there only one?
There's only one that you know of.
Yeah.
And they start telling you, it was like, he's about a gnome, about yay high or so, or that's all we know from him. We didn't actually meet this Cartophile. We just found this guy trapped in a coffin and changed the mechanisms to follow this ring.
All right, that's fine.
So,
Sorry.
He
If
was
you don't know
already
more,
here.
that's.
You do see her sorrow. If Anne's in the middle, Anne, make a perception check for me.
Anton was
Does
just trying to make sure
Okay.
that there weren't two different people.
Anne, you see a badger walking around with a little mask on.
Oh, if it's got a mask on, she's gonna like walk on up to it and she's gonna try to pet it. Like she's very much so interested in this badger if it's got a mask on.
Okay. So Anne kind of wanders off and starts petting
That's
this
fucking
badger.
adorable.
Is she still able to be seen by Tova?
Yeah.
Anne just does that thing where she's paying full attention and then she sees a shiny and she walks away.
It's do-do-do-do.
Don't mind my daughter. She does that.
Anne
said
sticks
he
her
was
tongue
your
out at Anton
bodyguard.
and keeps chasing the
Yeah.
badger.
The guy's answer is like, yeah, sure. Do be careful. The wildlife isn't exactly friendly around here. We lost 2 men getting that rat.
You
How do you lose 2 men
Okay,
getting
can I do...
Tova's not
Oh,
there.
never mind, I'm not gonna do
Unless
it.
you're
I'm not
screaming
gonna
from
do
the
it.
tree line.
So, I'm sorry. There were 7 of you.
Yeah,
Or-
man.
Okay, sorry. I'm very confused as to how we got here, as I'm sure you can tell. So there were 7 of you. You found this guy in a coffin.
I mean, yeah, we got here
Found
by
a
boat,
rat.
and then
boat.
found him stuck at the entrance, and commandeered his mechanisms and came in here, and we haven't been here too
Hold on.
long. It's been what,
I'm
about
sorry,
7
was
days?
there another boat at the shore?
There was not.
How
Boat.
long did they say they were here for?
7 days.
Okay, 7 days. So it could be that their boat died or got eaten.
Their boat died.
And that's about a couple days ago. We found out, we went hunting and found that rat, and then its tongue came out of its body and hit a guy. His head exploded, and we all kind of panicked for a bit and started beating it down, and got another one of us before we could kill it.
To be fair, that does sound like a very panic-inducing situation.
That does
It was
not
horrifying.
sound enjoyable.
You ate the rat that ate his friend.
Tova's not there.
I mean, it tasted good, so like, what do you want?
Alright.
It's good eating.
Do you know of anything
Anne
else
is well
on
aware
this
of how good
island besides
cannibalism
the
is.
monastery?
I mean, there's a couple of other places around. I mean, we don't know of them. He doesn't give us as much information. Says,
I was hired to do a job, and I did it. Let me go.
broken
What?
record, that one.
What exactly was your job?
To guide them to the entrance of this place and tell them where to find a monastery. I did that. Let me leave.
Are you familiar with the entire island?
He doesn't answer.
Right. Well, for the sake of my bodyguard's daughter, I don't really want her head exploding. Maybe it would be wise for us all to travel together to
Yeah.
the monastery. And then perhaps when we get there, we can discuss what we're going to do with this very cool box, which I'm still interested in.
Yeah, getting a closer look at it, you can tell it's a coffin. This is probably the vampire's coffin, and he got captured while he was within it.
Oh, poor guy.
Anne's just walking around talking to a badger.
Very wild imagination, that one.
'Cause,
Oh, yes,
anyways,
so
if we're gonna
dangerous.
go further, we're probably gonna need him to spill the path. And he says,
I refuse to say anything more until I've been released.
Hey, hey, Mr. Vampire. What's your name?
He already said it.
there's no response.
Fuck.
You just hear a slight, like, bump as he hits his head against the coffin on the inside.
I am aware of the fact. I am aware of the effect that I have on vampires.
You mean on anyone?
I may have a solution. I'm very good at making deals with people, and once I make a deal, they usually are compelled to follow through.
That he
So,
is. He's a.
We have a little 3-way deal going on. We release the vampire, and he will lead us to where we're going. And then,
Okay.
so if you guys agree to release him, I will make sure that he stays with us and that he leads us to where we're going. And in exchange, I will get the walkie thing.
The walkie.
And then I feel like everybody
So-
wins in this situation.
Damper to your plans, your contract ability requires you to hold hands with the other person for a minute.
Ooh.
I don't know how you're going to do that to a walking coffin.
Hug the
We
coffin.
can cut a hole in it.
Hold on. He's
I
got a
guess.
point.
An
You
arm
could
size
certainly
hole.
try.
Well, I mean,
This is a plan that everyone would agree to.
yeah. At what point do we kill these guys and just ask the vampire to take us to Qualish?
Who's the
No!
evil
Jesus
one here?
Okay, so your plan is to cut a hole in the coffin so you can make a contract with Centimere, and also make a contract with these men, these ex-criminals, so that everyone goes to the monastery after he's released.
Yes.
I
The
can.
vampire is going to. I won't put like the exact contract and like no backstabbing and stuff, the exact phrasing of that, unless you really want it. But you know, a general no
Unless you
backstabbing.
really wanna.
A general no backstabbing contract always. And then specifically, the vampire won't be able to leave us until he guides us to the monastery. And then also, once we get to the monastery, I get the walking thing.
Centimere speaks up and he says,
I've had more than my fair share of masters and packs, and I wish for no more.
But it.
Well, this
If
is
it
not
means
a
I
master.
get released,
It's
if it
just
means
an
I get
agreement.
released, I can tell you where to find a monastery and lead you towards the start of the path at the very least.
This would be no master thing. It's just assurance agreement. You've already verbally said that that's what you're going to do. Or are you just saying you're not going to take us all the way there?
he says, I'm gonna make an insight check from him real quick. First, I need his stats. I forgot to port those over.
And chasing the badger, trying to pick it up, and it turns into Sorrow, and she's just like, "What the fuck?"
Didn't she know that Sorrow could turn into a badger?
Well, she knows that he can turn into a badger, but she just sees a random ass badger wearing a mask. Like she doesn't
So-
fucking know what it is.
So a
assumed
badger
she
wearing a
knew.
mask walks between you guys in unwild shapes to Silver Kenku.
Does that
The
actually happen?
criminals like, dear God, and they like get their weapons ready.
This is a very strange place indeed.
Well, Sarge is gonna hold out his hands and like say, like, hold on a minute, stop, don't do anything stupid, and
It
he's
is-
just gonna release the vampire.
It is killing Anton to
Oh.
not acknowledge that he knows Sorrow.
I mean, and
Okay.
like she's protecting her badger buddy. Like she can draw her weapon with Sorrow.
I will need you to make an Arcana check. Also, I still do need his stats for an insight check. Let me just spawn a vampire real quick and pop him out of existence.
Let me just spawn a vampire real quick.
Where's that insight? There it is. Okay. 24 Arcana. Okay. So, boof! Silver Kenku appears. Sorrow. It's odd because it's like a multi-step process.
Oh, I thought it was just like push a button or flick open the lid.
No, because the lid's being held closed. Otherwise, he could just release himself. It's being held closed by like these mechanic clamps. Which are the things carrying the coffin in the first place. So going up, I'll say you find the gear to like grab into and pull out, and one of the clamps released. It opens up. And the thing like goes into a crouched position to where it can no longer move.
Is this a normal thing? Do animals usually transform here? Who are you?
I seriously can't tell if you're playing shit or not.
This is Anton pretending to be a dumb bodyguard.
Okay, pretending. Gotcha.
Pretending.
All right.
Sure.
Well, Anne's gonna be like, "He is my
Air
badger
quotes.
friend. Leave him be."
All right.
He's not
Roll-
a badger.
He was, and he's a friend now.
He's a bird, not a badger.
Sorrow, these criminals are going to rush you. They're like, he's releasing the vampire, get him! And they're just gonna all like bum rush you and like try to tackle you.
Alright, well, right before they get to me, I will turn into a crag cat.
Okay. You morph into a crag cat and they're like, oh! Like back up again. Hold. Two of them have swords. One of them has a crossbow, and the last one has a gun. Like
At this point, Anton probably
This is
draws
Las
his
Vegas.
chairs.
Okay.
Anne already has her weapons up, and she's
No
like
fun
trying
business.
to protect the crag cat.
Who are you
Wait.
saying no funny business to?
Everybody. That's just
Okay.
shouted.
So we are now in a Mexican standoff.
Let's just calm down here.
Alright, alright. So what I'm gonna do as a crag cat, I'm gonna draw an arrow in the dirt that points towards the monastery.
Okay.
What does this creature want? We were on the verge of an agreement.
We just need to go to the monastery. We're all
Yes.
going to the monastery just to release the
Yes.
vampire.
But it's a vampire. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to kill us.
The criminals say,
Why?
do you want to be killed? Have you met vampires? They're traditionally evil.
Traditionally, though, this one sounds pretty
Yes.
nice.
I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. We were just going to make an
Centuria's out.
agreement
We're
and then let it go.
misunderstood.
Will you? So, if I cut a hole, will you agree to the condition?
I think I would.
So in
cut
this
the hole on-
Mexican standoff, everyone like holding their weapons somewhere, be prepared for combat to go down. Centimir says up.
I will play no pacts with you, but you seem trustworthy enough, and there's enough of you that I can take you to the monastery and trust that you will release me upon delivery. Yes?
The moment he says take someone to the monastery, I'm tipping over his little coffin carrier.
No.
Okay, roll initiative.
God damn it.
No bully.
10 versus.
Am I
wait.
rolling initiative as well?
Oh,
Are we
bully.
all the cat?
Only if
Was
you
that-
want to stop him. He's rolling initiative mainly against the criminals because they're like Mexican standoff. If that crag cat moves and does something, they're going to attack.
Yeah, Anne would be protecting Sorrow, so she would straight up like fuck it.
Okay,
How do
so
I
are
roll
you?
initiative when I don't have?
You bring up your character sheet. Are you rolling initiative against? So, because it's
I
not.
would do everything in my power to stop the criminals from getting to the crag cat so he can open the coffin.
Okay, let me make
Tova's
this
gonna
clear.
send Casper towards the group, but like, can
Hold on.
Casper go underground?
Not right now. This is time freezes. Cragcat moves. Rolling initiative against the criminals because they were ready for the Cragcat to move. So they are trying to fire at him before he can reach the coffin. This is not entering combat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The initiative roll was just to see who does what first.
Yeah. It's like, are you doing something in this moment to try to prevent them, or?
Yeah, like she would straight up like try to either trip the criminals or like fucking like.
Right, you're not
if
close
they're
enough
running
to
towards them,
trip.
she would trip them. If they're like.
Okay, 2 of them would run up. 2 of them have ranged. So.
This man's level 20, dude. They can't hurt this bird.
If
Who are you talking
okay, the
about?
one with the
Sorrow's no longer level 20.
I'm Killbud. I just talk. I don't have
I mean,
meaning.
if the one with the gun looks like he's about to fire, Tova might try and like hit the gun, but I don't know if she can do that.
Okay, roll initiative then to see if you can beat their
Joy.
action. Sorrow, you beat their initiative, so you will be able to knock over or affect the box.
All I'm trying to do is knock it down. Not necessarily open it, but like knock it down so that way he shuts up about taking people to the monastery of bad places and bad things.
This is a hostile action to them, though.
That's fine.
Yeah. So go ahead, Sorrow, make an athletics check for me as the Cragcat.
Athletics. You know, it really sucks that it's my athletics.
It should be the Cragcat's athletics.
Crackhead doesn't have any bonuses to athletics. Unless you're
So it's just the
counting
Cragcat's strength roll then.
Ah, I hit it twice. My bad.
Okay, I'll take that since it's technically the right, but if he doesn't have athletics, all you do is roll strength as the Cragcat.
Alright.
13, I'll roll... I'm just gonna roll d20 for the stability of the coffin. Natural 1. Alright. So Cragcat
Timber.
runs up, boom! The entire mechanism just falls on its side and just crumples to the ground, a coffin just slamming against the ground like, ah! From within it. Wicket, you beat the criminals, you can fire your shot. So to unarm him, it's going to be a normal shot at -5 because you're targeting a specific point.
Okay.
Has Anton seen a gun? Yes, he has.
Yeah. you
We
saw it.
literally
Wait,
killed a
then
man with the gun
what
that
am I-
exploded himself.
Yep.
What am I
Roll
rolling?
for your bow.
that?
Yeah, roll your bow.
And tried to eat him.
Oh, I just
Make
clicked
an
my
attack
bow then?
roll. Yeah, make an attack roll.
Did that work? I don't
24, that hits.
know. Oh,
right.
hell yeah!
Okay, so an arrow flies out from the woods, and the guy with the gun, as he's about to fire, it hits against it and flicks it out of his hand. He's like, ah! And the other guys like look over like Archer! Like, I'm gonna roll a wisdom save for them. Anton entered initiative.
Yeah, I've decided to just help pin them down.
Okay.
Just lays on them.
Takes a
So,
nap.
Anne and Anton stop the melee guys. The ranged guys, one of them, his weapon's fallen out. The other one's just fires randomly into the woods. He's gonna make an attack roll at disadvantage. Which his first roll is a natural 20. The second roll is a 17, which won't hit because he has -5 on it since he doesn't know where you are either. So it's just fires somewhere into the woods. And after that initiative, so 2 of them are locked. You guys stopped them in melee. The 2 ranged guys they say like, this is a rat all over again, let's get out of here. And they begin running away.
These poor poor guys. They just wanted to change their life.
They seem like fools to me.
Sorry,
These men just said that religion isn't a good way to change your life. They can suck a dick.
I mean, never mind.
They made fun of my god, and they can
Yeah,
suffer.
that's why I said never mind.
I mean, did they though?
And took it as an insult.
because she takes
And takes a
everything
lot
as
of
an
things
insult.
as an insult.
Well, you know what?
But
She took
also-
it as an insult, so that's what matters.
But also, Tova finds that a little bit hypocritical of Anton. But he's like, nah, nope. When, like,
Okay.
the entire time she's known him, he's like, yes, give people second chances for
So-
everything.
Coffin
Yeah.
falls to the ground. 2 of them have run away. There's the 2 left over. The melee range is like, why are you defending the cat? They're, like,
Anton's pretending to be an
confused.
idiot. What? Like,
He's my friend!
So you also want to free the vampire? I'm so confused. Who are you?
And it's just like, I made a friend with the badger. The badger turned into a raven, and the raven turned into a cat. I don't know. I just know I'm friends with the badger, and the badger's a cat. He's my friend.
Okay.
Anton's
rolled-
not.
I just rolled to see who had the ring, and it's one of the melee guys. So the coffin doesn't start trying to run away.
Friend, I would just drop the ring and run. At this point, I don't know what's happening. I swear I just saw an arrow come out of nowhere. I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, so you're not trying to intimidate, you're trying to persuade, like, cut your
Yes.
losses.
Save yourselves.
Roll persuasion.
Go get that new life, fam. Eat those toaster strudels.
Dang.
Let me roll wisdom.
Do you want?
Okay.
Do you want?
Inspiration?
Yeah. Did we get inspiration this session?
Everyone has inspiration, yeah.
Yeah.
I can use my inspiration on that. It's okay.
You got 2 very bad rolls. That is unfortunate.
Okay, yeah, that was a 5. Alright.
I'm willing
they,
to give my inspiration.
I think.
Do you want to use a third inspiration?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, because if all else fails, we can just murder
It's
these
just
guys.
2 of them.
very
Again,
lawful
let's-
good of you.
Anton knows the fate of at least Waterdeep, maybe the world. Apparently, there's some confusion on that matter. Is at stake.
Okay. I don't think Anton's lawful good.
Yeah.
No, he is. I'm just don't know how to solve this problem with talking.
Fair enough.
That's why you
Fair
let
enough.
Cade do the talking.
That's why Anton's been quiet for so long.
Okay. So he says, Carlossus, just help us kill these. What's going on? They're going
Poor
to they're going to attempt to run. What do you guys want to do?
Let them go.
I'm just gonna yell, drop the ring, or else the vampire will come with you.
Can I roar to have Calder stop them?
Ooh.
Hi.
Okay. So, yeah. So they begin running away. And as they reach like the end of the clearing, this large blue wolf this wolf jumps out of the woods, and both paws just hit their chests and pin them to the ground. And he like snarls at them.
He snarls at them.
At what point do we stop pretending?
I think that
Have
point
you
passed.
seen the wolf before?
Good point, actually. Anton probably
And just
Turns
gonna
his
look
shield
at fucking the
towards
crack
the
cat and be like,
wolf.
Is he with you?
The wolf
apprehensively.
looks up. The wolf looks up towards the crag cat and says, "Less blood than usual, I guess." Just sitting here like slamming these 2 into the ground.
the Crag Cat Sorrow will shrug and then go over and help finish these men off
Oh.
as humanely as possible.
So that's essentially, as a crack cat, that's just tearing their throat out.
Yep, pretty much.
The winter wolf
Anton
is the other one.
Concerned.
Wait, do we need to kill them? I think.
It's too late. It's already been
You
done.
Oh, it's
Just
already been done.
said to
Okay.
kill them.
Yeah, that was Ben, not Anton. Oh my gosh, they're two different people. I've had to bring this up like 3 or 4 times.
So yeah,
Calm.
the crag cat leans down, bites into the first throat and rips it out. The winter wolf does the same to the other one and rips his out. And then they kind of just look at you guys, like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Cool,
At this point,
I'll unwild shape.
And punches Sorrow.
Anton goes to give Sorrow a hug.
Stops with hands raised as Anne punches him.
Sorrow will give Anton a hug back.
It's been so long. I'm so glad you're safe.
Safe is... It's not
Safe.
not safe.
Safe is a relative term, isn't it? Whoa.
So are
Okay.
we gonna go or?
You can all clearly see Mary goes over to the coffin, trying to stealth her way to the coffin.
Mary, what are you doing?
Oh, nothing?
All right,
So
do
let's
nothing.
gonna ready
not near the
another
coffin,
arrow.
please.
So I was gonna walk over and open the coffin fully now.
All right.
Wait. Okay, yeah, sure. True. As a show of
Okay.
good faith, we're gonna open the coffin.
Mary will help you. So
Is that
roll an
just
Arcana
check with advantage.
with advantage, yeah. Okay. Pull out the other gear, the other clamp releases, and as it releases, the door is pushed open from the inside. Just Centimere pushes it open, and you see it is a dwarf wearing fine vampire garbs, red eyes, a nice black beard to him, and he starts to come out, and Mary stops and is like, no, it's sunlight out, you guys, stay in there. And he looks, Centimere looks angry, like he looks like he was about to come out and attack you, Sorrow, but Mary's hand on his chest, like pushing him back in, he like falters, looks down, and like pacifies.
Cool.
I will look for the ring.
Anne offers him her cloak. Will the cloak stop the burning?
Statistically, no.
Damn it. Alright.
Centimere, have you heard of the gnome Qualish?
He says,
He is who we're really after.
yeah, he says, I knew Qualish once. He's the one who put me in here.
Ah, that is unfortunate. Sorry to bring up a touchy subject.
He shrugs. It's been a long time. I was part of his group, a gift to the Cartophile.
Ah, got it. So you probably don't know his whereabouts today then, huh?
Last I know, he went to the monastery. Lost him from there.
He wouldn't happen to be the Grand Master, would he?
I doubt it. Religion was never his thing.
At the mention of the monastery and like, this is where the people you all are looking for, so I was just gonna start screaming profanities. In all different, you hear a multitude of people screaming profanities coming from my mouth.
Anne's just gonna give him a look and be like, well, off to the monastery we go!
Sorrow, may I ask the reason for the profanities? Do you take
Well,
issue?
son. Well, son, you see, bad shit goes on there, son.
I see.
Is there a large, like, furnace there?
Sorrow will just like shrug because he doesn't know.
Might
Is that
be where
something that you've
Levi
seen?
is. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Can we see the auto
could you scribe
drone?
for Levi?
I'm sorry?
Is the auto drone within view yet?
No. The monodrone has to travel 4 days to get to where you guys currently are.
The poor monodrone's gonna be so tired.
Have we explored where we are? Have we explored Rogue's Ruins? I feel like that'd
There's
be a
not
smart
much
thing
to
do.
explore. There's a lot of, like, these black spires are all up all over the place. And then there's a lot of, like, old campfires.
I see. Are there any very high places for me to get a vantage point from?
Aside from climbing the spires, not really.
And the spires definitely can't support that many people.
I mean, there's no way. They're like, to say they're large, these spires are about like 30 feet in diameter at the smallest.
Oh, okay.
It's like they're these giant, like jagged rocks coming out of the ground, but they're made of some kind of black metal.
So they could support
Probably,
all of us.
potentially.
Well, Sorrow.
Centimere says, kind of like yelling outside of it if he can't see Cade. You said you're interested in this contraption. You're welcome to it. Once nighttime falls, and I can go on my way.
Oh, I would love it. Thank you so much. I'm still rather confused as to why we killed these people, though. Like,
It's better
Don't-
than the alternative.
They're criminals, anyways.
but we could have used them. Like,
Sorrow will vehemently shake his head like, nope, you don't. Yeah, I've seen, and he's got like, yeah, and then it stops, and you just see like the Vietnam War flashbacks are flashing through his face of what he's seen.
Yeah, so looking at Sorrow now, you guys can see he has a new mask on. You don't see any devil horns, but he still has his familiar silver feathers.
if this is it the place that's so bad, or the people that you just killed that are so bad?
Sorrow will stroke his beak and then say, well, son, you see? There's a fucking monster!
That was not helpful. And if it's so bad, we could have used like a little meat shield.
He refers to the Sphinx.
The Sphinx.
Sorrow will give him a good old finger gun like, you got it.
The Sphinx does what I know that Sphinxes tell riddles and give answers.
I think that's a pretty standard thing.
Okay.
Oh,
Is
not
this like a-
shit again?
Is this a Sphinx of legend or like What
It's
is-
a Sphinx. It guards the entrance. Whoever goes into that monastery, they first have to get past the Sphinx. That's all I know. Seems to have gotten some, I don't know, mechanical upgrades since I last saw it.
Oh, I
Mechanical,
see.
you say?
well,
I imagine Qualish had a part to play in that.
I feel like that pretty much solidifies where we need to go.
All right, should we get we should probably get Karg. I don't know
Karg's
what we
just-
did with
yep.
it.
Card from behind the spire is like, I'm over here.
Well, shall we be
Alright,
on our
well.
way?
Yeah, did I find the ring?
Yeah, it's just on his finger. You can pull it off. It's a metallic ring, which and the end of it has a glow to it that is unfamiliar to you. To us in the real world, it's an LED.
Wow.
Nice. Another ring
Stardust
to add to the
LEDs,
collection.
Sorrow will whistle the Calder and like try and hoist Anne up on top of him, and then start
Anne is
walking
down,
towards
hell
the
yeah.
monastery.
Yeah, it's a
Lead me
very
to battle
fluffy.
scene.
It's a very fluffy wolf, but it also is like cold to it. It's like you expect the fur to be warm, but it's not. It's actually chilly.
Wait, so this is like the Calder of Legend.
That's what I named him after. Yep.
Nice. Cool. I mean, I assume it's not the actual mythical beast Calder, but that's what he's named after.
Who knows? Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know. That's up to Kilbud to know. It's not my knowledge. Doggo don't talk about doggo life.
Centimere says, I'll travel with you all, I guess, until nighttime falls, if that's what you require. You asked if I know other places of this place, and now that I'm freed, I'll tell you I do. I'll only give you information if I can leave, and I can take her with me.
I
Who?
assume the her is
She's supposed to
referring.
lead us.
Nods. He nods to Mary.
She's
If that is what the young lady wishes.
Wait, do we not
Uh,
need? Do we not need Mary to guide us back to the material realm?
Sorrow's just gonna look hurt at Anton saying that.
Oh yeah, because Sorrow did get here, so he would know how to travel planes.
That's true. Centimere
Anton
also
would not have
says,
thought about that.
Centimere says, the barrier peaks moves. You'll find your way back to the material plane eventually.
The issue isn't eventually. The issue is we have 15 days.
If you're in a hurry, he points to the Tower of Ogildor. You can see in the distance. It's not as big as it is on the map, but is large spire of the same black steel, just going into the air and then like blinking up top. A red light. He says, that tower is supposed to, I don't know, it seems to guide this place in some way, like a lighthouse.
Huh.
I think the Carta file mentioned that Qualsh was looking for a city of glass or something like that. Did you ever find that?
Dowline, Glowline. No.
Okay. And last place you saw Qualish was at the monastery.
That's right.
Well, so are we heading to the monastery or to the tower? Preferably we.
What metal chunks are you talking about, Death?
Well, you said that there was like a bunch of chunks around that kind of like shiny. So shoot some chunk.
Gonna have to boost her up.
Basically, you described the building material as having metal chunks. What
Yeah,
we would
it's
know as
these-
black steel.
Metal spires. It's not chunks. Like, it's not something you could pick up and hold in your
I
hands.
thought you said that there was chunks all around the camp, like it was made of that.
Yeah, these spires coming out of the ground. These jagged spires.
Take some rocks of it. Then?
If you can find a way to chip it off, because it's a metal.
There aren't any chunks.
Anne's bored and she's looking for something to do.
And
Got it.
very much, yeah. That's what I'm doing. Is I really want some of this metal because it looks shiny and she thinks it's expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, you'd have to be 80 feet tall to hold in your hands.
Oh, they're
The whole
that
thing,
massive?
anyways. Yeah, they're massive spires. Like you could stand on these.
Well, no, I'm talking about the brick. She just wants a brick.
There's not bricks. There's
It's
not.
a uniform material.
Yeah, there's no chunks
Oh,
on the
it's
ground or
uniform.
anything.
All right,
Alright,
so
Anne's bored again.
Anne is. To the story of this session, Anne is.
Anne wants to do something. Everybody's talking. Let's just go.
Because if we just go, we might not find what we need to in time.
Anna, well, you know what? We know we're roughly going in a general direction. We know that they're heading towards the Tower of Ogla, right? That's where we're going. So head
We're-
towards this thing.
Are we? I thought we were going to the monastery because what's the good of going to the tower if we already don't have what we need? The tower.
First of all, you could use your portal again from the tower because you could go up to the top and see a lot of
Yeah.
things. Essentially, the monastery. Also, if you go to the tower, you can have it as a familiar place, so you can go back to it,
That's
and
not
it's
a bad idea.
closer.
Hold on, I didn't mark the expenditure of the teleport. Equipment.
That was me, by the way, not to.
Yeah, no. I could tell. Well, I couldn't tell, but I was assuming. Well, does anybody particularly care which one we go to first?
Anne still
Well,
just
I
swears against
myself am a
Fire
fan of the tower.
All right, that's fair enough.
Before we let the only two people who know this island leave, is there any other places on this island that are significant that we should either avoid?
Sorrel looks super hurt at Cade, the only two people that know this island.
Yeah, Mary doesn't know the island. Centimere does. He states, he tells you there are other locations. Before we leave, I will tell you, but not right now.
That is fair. It's a way to assure we don't get rid of you in any way. It's a safety measure.
We literally saved him.
This man has had many bad experiences.
Saved. He's a suspicious man in nature.
Alright then, off shall we go? And then Sorrel will just start walking towards the tower.
Anne follows.
We have to wait till night.
No, you guys can
He's
get.
got a
You guys,
walking coffin.
yeah, you guys can start moving. He can stay in the coffin. It keeps him protected from sunlight.
Okay.
He's not happy to, but he knows he'll have to do it. Mary, over time, the two cogs get put in so that the clamps shut again. Though Centimere makes sure that they don't clamp shut the lid. They clamp, and then he just holds the lid on top, like just holding it closed himself.
That's understandable.
Would light hurt?
I'm sorry?
Like the spell light. Would the spell light hurt him?
No, it's not sunlight.
Would Anne's gonna ask him if he would like light, like not hurtful light in the coffin, so he can see.
It makes no difference to me. I can see anyways.
He probably has dark vision.
Oh yeah, dark. Anne casts light on his hand or something anyway, just so he can see better.
All right.
She
He
wants
holds
to
it
be
closed.
nice.
You guys get moving. Just walking from here, you'll get to about here-ish when nighttime would fall.
Let's do it.
Alright, well, Sorrel will go about setting up a little, what he would call a hunting camp. What Calder calls a trash heap. Where I just, bundle up a bunch of leaves to make
Solid.
a bed for everyone.
And we get to have a
climbs tree
campfire.
and ties her backpack and herself to a branch.
I'm going to roll for random encounters.
Nice.
Alright, I think. Can Calder and me do shift sleep?
Not
Or
just the two of
all
you, it
sleep.
wouldn't be enough.
Yeah, just Anton also offers to
I'd be down
Alright.
for a shift.
take a watch.
We need 3
Yeah.
people or 4 people.
You could do it with 3 people.
Alright, then we'll do it with Anton, Sorrow, and Calder.
I just want to note that like while they're traveling, Tova isn't really walking in the middle of the group. She's like staying in the tree and like
Okay.
off to the side. She's not really talking to anybody.
Okay.
So she'll probably like do a shift, but she's not gonna like, you know, be like, I'll do shifts with you. She's just gonna like do her own watchful.
Yeah. No problem.
Wake up
Alright.
on her own time, do her own shift.
So who takes first watch? Because that's gonna
I'll
be
take-
the
I'll
person
take
who
first
gets
watch.
Centimere's information before he leaves.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
not me
take
then.
First watch.
And of course, multiple people can.
Sorry.
It doesn't have to be one person.
I mean,
will
Tova's gonna be
also.
up. She's just gonna be up in a tree, not
Okay.
talking. Like she doesn't go near the group. She
Gotcha.
stays
You're just
out of
listening. in.
sight. Yeah.
All right.
I mean, Anne would try to find Tova. Because, I mean, they're sleeping. She tried to find
No.
since-
All right.
Tova
So-
does not want to be found.
Yeah. Centimere gets out a coffin once night falls, steps over, says to Cade, says, "It's all yours." Sits down at, I assume you guys built a fire.
Yep.
Mary sits next to him, and he says, "Ask what you want to know, I guess."
Are there any significant parts of the island that we should avoid or specifically go to if we don't find Qualish at the monastery?
And that's where he will begin telling you a bunch of stuff that I'm going to tell you out of character because it's easier that way. So, I'm first going to talk about the things that are already marked. This is all information from Centimere's perspective, so it's not like the full information. First up, Lair of the Beast. Centimere doesn't know much about this place. He knows it is feared by the everybody involved, and but that's pretty much it. He never went there himself. Over here in the red area, Mailer Max is a city of devils or fiends, essentially devils and demons. Both harbor this city, and they tend to patrol this surrounding area. This is fiend territory. If you ever find yourself there, there's a point of interest called the Delirium Tree. He doesn't fully know its properties. He of course never got to tamper with it himself. It is a tree that it's a demon tree, and it is there was a lot of talk about it, but he never got to visit it. The area you're in is kind of the between factions. This is where most of the wild monsters can be found. This is basically neutral territory. The Clockwork City is a place that most people avoid. It seems to have some type of automaton that harbors the city, and they like act as like a police force. No living creatures usually spotted there for very long. Over in this area, the one that is more heavily wooded is Fey territory. This is where a lot of whenever since the Barrier Peaks often moves into and out of the Feywild, they usually end up harboring here. In the Gloaming Crag, is the court of a archfey known as the Bear King.
Oh no.
Centimere has never talked to him, but he knows he likes to party. Elsewhere, some Fae built a museum where they have stored and they have articled and stored a lot of the creatures, like the stranger creatures that they found. They bring them to the museum. And then there is this place, Fruhambrook. Nobody ever told Centimere what this place is, but he knew it held some kind of significance to the Faes.
All right.
And that would be the extent of his knowledge.
In my dealings with the Bear Prince and his people, would I know what Fruhenbrook is?
Bear King,
The Bear King. excuse
and he ain't no prince.
me. I'm sorry, I have Nadpod Bear King in my mind.
I'm not.
He would
I'm not
tell
that
you.
far yet. No spoilers.
He would tell you. You would have learned from your time in the Gloaming Crag that Fruhambrook is a mental asylum.
So we'll chuckle and say we don't want to go there. That's not fun.
They would send
Wow,
people
so
there.
that was
They would send people there who have like problems. They have problems with reality. Like people who are saying like this world isn't real. We're all fake. And like
Like
going
flat
through
earthers.
that. No.
No. Denied.
That was so
That is
angry.
incorrect.
No.
I mean, it is incorrect. Like people who believe we're in the Matrix. If you were to give a real world scenario to it.
They're incels. Got it.
The people in like the boldest claim that they talk about is they mention some of the mentally insane in that asylum have mentioned that the world is controlled by a group of entities who just sit on their court and silently control everyone from above, and nobody knows it.
So does the government.
No, like D&D.
No.
then.
Oh. Oh, that's pretty funny.
That's the extent of his knowledge.
That's pretty cool.
So then,
Alright, well-
Centimere, unless you have any more questions for him, because I don't think he has much more to say, so we come back into the conversation. He says, and that's pretty much it.
And one
I'll
more
be.
question. She would have like made sure that this question got asked. She would have asked if there are any other cardophile workers that have place.
Plenty, probably. It's constantly sending people here.
Well, I mean, if there was any specifically that he.
I heard one got captured in the monastery.
This monastery's. Oh, I'm not here. Never mind.
There was also a monodrone. They called him Gearbox or something. He was always running around.
All right. I bid you farewell then.
Yeah.
My
So
acquaintance.
he gets up, Mary gets up as well, and says, well, I believe it's time to leave, my dear. And Mary says, yes, before I go, would anyone like to draw a card one last time?
Sara doesn't know what the fuck the cards are, so he's just gonna walk up and how does it look like there's a certain amount of cards left?
Precisely
dear.
10, I believe.
Here goes the rest of the episode.
Alright, he's pulling 10.
Oh,
Give them all to me.
okay, so we're about to say goodbye to sorrow. That's
Nobody's.
probably.
Hit me with it.
Alright, we'll go in order, because we'll see how this happens, I guess.
Sorrow is like, I'm hurt. You don't think I can guide you to where you need to go? 5 minutes later, gets his ass blown to the netherine.
2 of
Yeah, if
diamonds.
he
There's a
does
dog
die
that-
here, we are without a guide.
There's a dog that can talk to you. He can guide you.
That's true.
But-
2 of
But can he
diamonds.
guide us back to the right
2 of
plane?
diamonds. Comet. If you single-handedly defeat the next hostile monster or group of monsters you encounter, you get buffs. So there we go.
Cool.
That's 1.
I'll add that to notes for me.
All right. Next up, Ace of Diamonds. Where's the Ace of Diamonds? Vizier. Let's see. What does Vizier do? Okay. This one I don't have to keep secret. I can tell you out loud. At any time, you can ask a question in meditation and mentally receive a truthful answer to that question.
Is this limited uses or infinite uses?
Besides information, the answer helps you solve a puzzling problem or other dilemma. In other words, the knowledge comes with wisdom on how to apply it.
Alright.
Is that a one-time thing?
It's a one-time thing.
Okay.
Okay, that was Vizier. Next up, Queen of Hearts. Key. Oh, neat. Okay. Pick a weapon.
Oh, shit. A dagger.
Dagger.
Or no, a rapier. A rapier. I need one of those.
Thought you wanted a
Okay.
scythe.
The
Scythes don't
card
exist, they're sickles.
morphs in your hand into a rapier. Specifically, a rapier of warning.
A rapier of warning?
I need to write these down.
That's fine. I can't. I can't add
Actually-
items right now.
I'm not gonna bother because it's just all the ones that aren't written down for other people. I know you drew. I do need to write down that I gave you a rapier specifically, the rapier of warning. Okay. Next up, Ace of Clubs. This is gonna take a while. Talons.
Yep.
Not very bad thus far.
There's
Okay,
the jinx.
talons.
There's at least
Uh,
one that kill Bud likes, so you're.
Okay, talons.
Well,
I need you to tell me, or I'm gonna look at your character sheet. Every magic item that is on your person is now lost.
oh, cool. So that rapier I got,
Is now gone. So let me write down
and my
the items.
bracers, and my cloak.
F in chat. Oh my gosh, if I had drawn that, that would have been so bad.
And would have rage quit.
You think that would have been bad
Because she
for
would've
you?
lost her backpack and
Yeah, that would have been even worse for
I would
Kate.
have lost my arm.
Everything
Oh
I
shit!
own is in my backpack, including our money. Okay, we would have been fucked.
Cloak of Elven Kind, and then the Rapier of Warning.
Well, I guess
Cool.
Cade also has a money bag too, doesn't he?
Okay,
Yeah.
that was that's a fun one. Oh right.
Will you tell us when we hit the one that made you laugh at the start?
Maybe. If I feel like it. Alright, next one is Fool.
That sounds promising.
Sounds
Okay,
accurate.
I have to look.
Oof.
For the rest of the adventure. Discard. Okay. Let's choose Deception. You have disadvantage on all deception checks.
Ah, that's stuck. Oh well. How do I customize that? Alright.
Yeah. It's like it latches to your throat, and anytime you try to lie, it like tases you. 2 of spades.
I need that, but for instead of lying, it just senses when I say dumb shit.
2 of spades, balance. Your alignment changes.
Oh no.
What's your alignment? Chaotic good? That's fun. You are now lawful evil.
Sorrow becomes Levi. Sweet.
Funny how that works out. That's
This
balance.
is bad.
2 of hearts.
Are we halfway through the cards yet?
We're pretty close. There's only 3 left.
Oh, okay.
2 of hearts. Gem. Okay. A portal appears and a pot of gold lands in front of you. You can add 1,000 gold to your inventory.
It's the only thing he has now, right?
Oh my
He
gosh,
still has his mundane items.
if I got the alliance change, I would have been
Alignment.
chaotic evil.
King
That
of
would've been great.
clubs. Ruin.
I don't think I could have played that.
Wait, how does
Okay.
the alignment change work? Is it like set for what you are? Or is it just random?
It reverses what you are. So neutral
Okay,
stays
what does
neutral,
that
but
mean?
lawful becomes chaotic and good becomes evil. So
Say that one more
ruin,
time, you cut out.
lawful becomes chaotic and good becomes evil. Okay, so ruin, you lose all non-magical items.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Cool.
So-
I don't even have my cool mask anymore. I'm a naked Kenku.
I think you keep your clothes actually. Okay, no,
Does my
it's
mask count
only
as clothes?
it's only forms of wealth.
So that pot
So
of
the
gold
money
you just
that
got?
you just got.
Yeah, it's the money. So 1,000 gold,
Rip sorrow,
Um,
dude.
or it's actually 1,003 gold because it takes his gold. 1 platinum piece, 1,003 gold, 9 silver, and 4 copper. Did you have anything else of monetary value on you? Or a form
a
of
dagger.
wealth? No, form of wealth. It doesn't look like you do, so you're fine for the rest of that.
Oh, that's not
Okay,
bad.
that is ruin. Next up, Ace of Hearts. This was the one that was kind of funny. The Fates. Or this was the one that I like drew at the beginning. All right.
I am intrigued.
You can use this card at any point. You can either use it now or you can use it at any point in the future to reverse a single event as if it never happened.
Oh.
And then the 2 of clubs, if you aren't using it now, you have to tell me now.
So I'm gonna wait until after all the cards are drawn. Well,
Okay.
You know what? So I
Either
was
you're
gonna
using
use
it now or you're not.
So I was gonna use it now.
Okay.
I know exactly what he would use it on. He's gonna stop Teresa from being taken.
Hmm.
Oh, I
That
thought it
puts a
only
dampers and things.
I thought it only unwound the current what was going on right now.
No, he can unravel a single event, avoid or erase one
I
event as if it never happened.
I could erase my birth if I wanted to.
I could erase
could.
Cade's birth and fuck the party.
Which you did.
Which,
Okay.
Which I did in a one shot.
So you want to make it where Teresa was never taken.
Was never kept. Yep.
Hmm. This changes a lot. We're gonna come back to that in a moment. I want to see what this last one was. 2 of clubs. It was idiot.
That suits that. That's great. Yep.
It reduces
What
your
was it?
intelligence by
I couldn't-
1d4 plus 1.
Oh fuck, that would have been bad.
Okay, so we're going to take a break.
That's 5. That would have
Well-
reduced my intelligence by 5. That
Well,
sucks.
Well, Killbud does some brain thinking.
While I do some mad processing.
Yeah, for
I'm
real.
sorry about that, Killbud, but that's what my boy, my naked boy.
Another fucking spider! Jesus Christ. Where you little shit? Nope. I caught him and he's angry.
Anton's kind of got the I'm just in over my head and I'm here to provide a few things
Hey.
and yeah?
Anton could have gotten that intelligence. Be thankful.
He's not stupid. He
I'm
has a
aware
plus
he's not stupid, but roll 1d4 plus 1, right? Real quick.
Yeah, true. It wouldn't have been great. I think the worst one would not the worst, but a bad one would be the alignment shift because I don't know if I would be able to play a chaotic evil character.
Oh no, the bad one would have been losing all of your magic items.
I mean that would
You
have been
have
super
lost the
unfortunate,
shares.
but I would
I-
still be able to play the character.
I'm
No,
going
but we
to
wouldn't be
roll,
able to teleport.
I'm going to roll a wisdom save for everyone.
Not be able to teleport or not be able to play the character.
We would be able to teleport, and then everything would end. Wisdom save?
I'm
I
rolling
mean, if we can't win without the teleport, that's kind of stupid because that is ultimately RNG based.
Not inherently true.
I mean,
I mean, there's probably outs, like
it. A lot of this
Jasher
so-
teleporting us.
a lot of this is my challenge to you guys to try to figure out how to get there faster.
yeah, definitely. Huh.
Sorrow just poofs out of existence in front of you guys. He's no longer there.
Let me take another look at the thing of teleportation.
Interesting. Okay. This is very
1d3.
interesting.
Killbud, the charge is undone at the start of the day.
Yeah, at the next dawn. You regain 1d3 charges, I believe. You only
Yeah,
used it once. But yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to let you know so you didn't think I just
Let's see. Is there
cheated.
someone I didn't roll for? Oh, I can't tell.
Wait, can't we see the tower?
Yeah, you can see the tower.
Why don't we just teleport there?
Because you wanted your coffin.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to teleport the coffin. The coffin's not a creature.
enough.
Can't be teleported.
Is
Can I put
anybody
it
good at like metal work
Oh, sorry.
or wood
Sorry.
working?
It
I'm
can,
good at woodworking.
it can be it can be teleported because teleport allows him to move an item as well if it's less than 10 feet in length. So it can just barely be added on as a last teleport.
Jared, I can
Nice.
I can do woodwork.
Perfect.
Okay. All right, time for me to do some mad calculation.
Alright, I'm sorry I did this to you.
Okay, for real though, this isn't to kill Bud. The reason why I didn't think of teleporting was, I mean, two main reasons. The first one was, I assumed we couldn't see it. But even if we did see it, I thought, well, if I teleport it, we'll just teleport to a space real up high, and then we'll fall and die. Because I
You know-
assume we can't see the base, right?
I'm really sad that I lost that cloak and those bracers that I worked really hard to get. A whole year
When did
of
you-
downtime to get those two items.
When did you lose your badge of badge of Waterdeep?
When I died.
When you died, yeah.
hmm
Didn't she give it back to you?
No,
Yeah.
you specifically made note that she never gave it back.
No,
Ooh,
because it came in like a small handkerchief.
Now the real question is, would it have been smarter to go back and say, when I became a warlock, that's the time I should have changed?
I could have sworn she gave
Would
it
that
to
have
you
stopped her
during
from
your
being
bonus
kidnapped?
episode.
Yeah,
No one can hear me.
I think she did too. No, I can
I
hear you,
heard
Ash.
you.
Hello?
Ash, we can hear
Hi.
you. We've been able to hear you. I don't think he was able to hear us though.
Now he's having issues again. I hear him trying to speak downstairs.
Ah,
You were
we could
fine
hear him
initially.
though. We cannot hear him now. That's real unfortunate.
Can't hear anyone. There we go. I'm back. I almost wonder if I should have stopped from transforming into a warlock instead of a kidnapped Therese. But decision has been made.
Oh, also, there's a detail for Anne. There's a detail I forgot. As Sorrow approached, you could feel the connection again, the symbol between you and the symbol of Urius that's on his palm. Completely forgot to mention that because of how chaotic it got.
Yeah, as soon as he drew the 10 card, just like, well,
Well, it
I
was
think I
before
actually said
that.
it. There goes the rest of
Well,
this
it was
session.
when I was a badger, and you
Yeah,
guys
it's when
were
he
talking
approached
to
as a
the
badger.
people.
She should have felt him approaching, but I completely forgot. It was too chaotic in the moment. Oh man, this changes so much.
The break can be as long as you need it to be.
Alright, we'll meet back here in a month, boys,
No,
when
this-
the campaign has been redesigned.
Honestly, I might have to end the session here.
So, I have a question about my newfound item. Can I control it if I'm sitting in it?
No, it just follows you.
Aw.
What if I stick my hand out?
It's not far enough. It has a limit. Like
Okay, what if
when it leaves a certain radius of you, it follows.
So
Like,
put it on
donkey
Cargan
and a carrot
let
it.
Card walk.
like put it on a pole, like a donkey and a carrot?
Put your
It would
put
have
your
to be a
arm on
very
the
long
pole.
pole.
Just have Card carry it. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah, just give the ring to Karg and have Karg walk in front of you.
How fast is it?
How fast? Roughly 30 feet.
Nice.
Shoot.
Now I have another thing that I can add endless.
Do you want me to
modifications
choose something
to.
else, Kelbud? Would that
No,
make this easier?
you've already made your decision. Okay. I'm gonna have to end this session here. We're gonna have to end early.
Oof.
So, this is our final scene for the night. As Sorrow picks up the card, he feels that he can unravel fate and re-ravel it in a different way. And the first event that comes in mind, he picks it. The card mechanically unravels and disappears. The universe cracks for a moment and then reforms, like space cracks and reforms. All of you, because I rolled wisdom saves with all of your characters, all of you remember a new history, except for Anne, who remembers the old one.
Oh, rip.
And that will have to be, for now, where our session ends.
Big oof.
Ooh, so Sarah's still there. Or maybe not. I don't know.
End
Oh,
recording.
yeah.